So what are we going to cover at the workshop? So when most business owners log into Google Ads, as it's now called, I'm so used to calling it Google AdWords, but it is now Google Ads, you get presented with this screen and it's like, talk about instant overwhelm of stats that basically don't mean anything. So by attending the workshop, we'll really get a clear grasp of which parts of this do you really need to understand? Which parts are really relevant? Which parts can you safely ignore, basically? Incidentally, I don't recommend you spend any time looking at the overview screen, but we'll go over that at the events. So what else are we going to cover? So the event is really going to be mostly focused on search ads. So people need to be searching for your products and your services, or at least broadly searching for what it is that you do. So, this is what most of us think of when we think of Google Ads. We think of, going to Google, doing a search and getting some ads at the top and at the bottom down here. So the event will mostly be focusing on creating better search ads, creating more effective search ads, rating ads that get better results, using ad extensions that, again, get you better results. I'll explain how Google ranks the ads, so you'll get a clear understanding of what you need to do to improve your AdWords results. We'll also talk about conversion tracking so that you can accurately measure which ads are earning you the most money. Another key thing that we'll do at the event is we'll talk quite extensively about remarketing. So something that most people don't know actually is that you can also remarket to people. So remarketing people is targeting people who've mostly been on your website, but it could also be targeting a list of customers. So it's targeting people based on who they are rather than what they've searched for. So something that most people don't know is that you can actually retarget people on Google search, so that if someone does a search for your business and clicks through to your website, then you can target them with other keywords that you might not normally bid on. So we'll talk about that at the events. We'll also talk about how to do display network advertising using remarketing. So someone has been on your website, they didn't leave an inquiry, they didn't pick up the phone. Maybe they just got distracted. 30 minutes later, I'm on the Tranmere Rovers website checking out the team news prior to kickoff. I scroll down here, and what do I see? I see some Google ads. These are Google Display Network ads. Something most people don't realize is that the majority of Google Display ads are powered by remarketing, and this can work very well for you. So at the events, we'll talk about different options for testing and setting up Google Display ads very, very quickly without becoming a graphic designer. Google actually make lots of tools available to you to help you create ads more quickly. We'll also talk about YouTube ads. So, let's say, for example, it's a bit later in the day. I've gone to YouTube to watch the Tranmere Rovers highlights, because again, that's near and dear to my heart. Before I can watch the highlights, I have to watch a pre-roll video. So I've got an ad video here. Mostly, of course, these pre-roll videos are a pain, but actually, if it's a video from someone where I've been on their website very recently and they're reminding me to come back to the website, I've got a little call to action button down here, they can work very well. So we'll talk at the event about doing YouTube advertising, but targeting people who've been on your website recently, and really tying in Google Display ads and YouTube ads in a way that limits your risk as the advertiser and also provides a service to your customers. So those really are the main things that we're going to talk about. The point of the event is that by the time you leave, you should feel comfortable, you should feel in control, and that's really what I want for you. I want you to climb in the driver's seat of your Google ads and sort of regain control of what is going on. So that's just a quick overview of some of the things that we'll talk about at the events. Obviously, this is a tiny snippet. We're going to have 3 days of this. So yeah, I can't wait to share more with you